I'm Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog at kicksicecountry.com. Our guest today, all the way from across the ocean, like literal ocean. He comes to us all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. All right, now I talk a lot about artists. I've had artists that have come visit me from Finland. I've had artists that have come visit me from Canada, Australia, all these places. I've never had an artist who is a native of Trinidad and Tobago. And you think about the people that have come. I mean, there's a whole bunch of really, really famous, really talented people. Like, let's see, a hip hop artist, Nicki Minaj, is from Trinidad.
That's right.
Actor Winston Duke from movies like Black Panther and Us. He's Trinidad and Tobago. And also 80s music legend, Billy Ocean, who I grew up loving Billy Ocean.
That's right.
I've never had a country artist, though, come from Trinidad, Tobago. So please welcome Addis Luv to Kicks Country. How are you, man?
Man, it's a pleasure to be here. I mean, it's been a long week for us going across country, and I'm just happy to be here.
All right, so let me ask you this. And this has nothing to do with music. This is just for my own personal, because I've always wanted to visit the Caribbean.
Yeah.
For us here in the States, the idea of the Caribbean is just like this paradise that is unlike anything that we can see or even really come close to here in the continental United States. Close we'd get maybe Hawaii. But from your perspective, I mean, your home, it is looked at as a tropical paradise. Do you see it that way? Or is it just, where you're from?
It is. It's freedom. From the time you fly down there and you get to the airport and you clear your bags and you come outside, you get a sense of freedom. It's like not just an island, but it's like it's paradise. You're home. People, they embrace you. Wherever you go, you're just taken in as a family member. To be down there is, it's just to be free, and it's amazing that everybody that goes there, they want to stay.
Yeah,
they just gravitate to the island. So you just have to come down.
And check it out. Dude, I would love to go. I mean, I've got friends that one friend actually moved to I think the island of St. Thomas for a while. Just talking about how beautiful it was down there. And you guys are just off the coast of Venezuela.
Yes.
You could almost just step off your island and step right onto Venezuela.
That's right.
How close you are.
That's how close. Yeah.
And I'd love to go into culturally the thing, because that's kind of stuff that fascinates me personally.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about your music. But that does kind of tie culturally. Because obviously being from the Caribbean has a very, very clearly defined cultural music sound.
Yes.
Everybody, I mean, the Caribbean style music is its own style. I mean, it's a genre of music, Caribbean. Mm-hmm. How do you go from your cultural heritage as a Caribbean native to American country? Did it come naturally to you, or did you discover this and you were like, hey, I kind of want to do this thing?
Well, it kind of come natural to me because ever since I was little, I always try to master different genres of music. So I started off with calypso music. I ended up going into some competitions when I was younger. And in 1988, I went up to the Junior Calypso Monarch. I came first, and I started climbing the ladder. I went up to do the Young King, the Caribbean, the Trinidad Young King, Trinidad and Tobago's Young King of the Island. I won again, and I won a couple titles coming up to that. But when I migrated from Trinidad, went to the States, I started doing different genres of music because of how my voice is situated. I am more or less an R&B singer. Mm-hmm. So I started working with jazz bands, top 40 R&B bands, soca bands, reggae bands, Latin bands, and I got that knowledge and that experience for all the years that I've been in the United States. But I have never thought about doing country music until I met this guy, Chris Eaton, and he did some beautiful songs. And one time he happened to be in a place where I was performing, and he came up to me and said, "Hey, would you consider doing some of my original songs?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, why not?" And we hooked up. So we hooked up for a year, and we started, he started writing and recording and just building our relationship and putting the music together. And 2 years later, we putting out some smashing singles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you've got your single here that's gone to country radio now. Was it Hit with a Good Time?
Hit by a good
Hit, hit by a Good Time.
Yep.
Like right in the face.
Yeah.
Hit by a good time.
Absolutely.
Right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes. Right. And I listened to the song, and I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, I read the bio, and I'm like, wow, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm like, this is a Caribbean artist who's going to come with country music. And I was like, I've got to hear how a Caribbean artist, you know, like you said, like coming out of like calypso and
Yeah.
genre music from your cultural background, how you approach country. And I was really kind of thrilled when I heard, just by the end of the first verse, I'm thinking to myself, this feels like Tracy Byrd to me. Which, of course, Tracy Byrd being a really, really popular
Yes.
90s
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
And I said, and you had that kind of 90s country energy with that. So I was kind of wondering, was that on purpose? Is that kind of maybe where your country education started with some of those like classic 90s country artists, or does it go further back than that?
Well, it kind of, I would say, because one of my favorite artists back when I was younger too was Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah.
And back in the day, country music would probably play they probably play one song or two songs, like after Carnival when things died down a little bit and they changed the genre of music, you know. So Dolly was one of my favorites, and I kind of stuck with that. But when I was getting into country music, I said, you know what? I'm going there to be myself. I'm going there to give a little Caribbean flavor. You know, I'm not trying to song like, you know, a country singer or try to, you know, do the things what a country singer does. I just want to go with the Trinidad vibe, the Highland vibe, you know? And that's why with the song, you hear my accent is a little different. My phrasing is a little different, you know, and it just blends together, and it just shows where I come from.
Okay. All right. Well, Hit by a Good Time is the single. Addis Luv, Hit by a Good Time. Is that a song that you wrote? I'm assuming that you write a lot of your own music. Is that one that you wrote, or is that one that, you know, just was handed to you and said, I think you would sound great on this song?
Actually, that song was presented to us by two writers. I don't know if you're familiar with Jim Brown. He writes
Yeah. Moose. Yeah.
Jim Brown. Right, 5 o'clock somewhere. For,
Yes.
yeah.
Jim Moose Brown. We've had him down here in the shows. Yeah.
Yep.
Great guy.
Yep.
So,
And Terry Jo Box. Terry Jo Box, as a matter of fact, she's one of the writers as well on that song. The song was presented to us, and we checked it out, and we figured, well, this is going to be a great fit. You know, this is really different. And from the person who did the demo to me doing it now, it's just bringing it alive, you know, and bringing the Caribbean vibe to it. And we said, hey, this is going to be a hit song.
all right. So now, is this single, "You Hit by a Good Time," is this part of a larger album that is done? It's ready. It's out, or is it? You're still working on it. It's still coming.
It's part of a larger album. As a matter of fact, Chris Heaton, he wrote, is it 11? 11
I wrote
songs?
10 of the
10
album.
songs on the album.
All the rest of the songs.
All the
I
rest of the
wrote,
songs on the
yeah.
album. So when you hear, today we'll probably play a couple songs for you from that and what's coming next and, you know, what we have. And he's a phenomenal writer. When he writes the songs, I think he understands me. So when he writes songs, he knows what I can bring to life, you know, and we have a great fit. And we were able to pen and produce maybe 20 plus songs that we have just sitting down waiting.
Wow. Okay.
So the album is going to be 12 songs.
11 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
going
that we
single
go
by
seven.
single.
So we just
now.
releasing singles by single.
At
We
the
already
end,
had.
we'll release the entire album.
Yeah.
That way, we force everybody to listen to every song.
Everybody's gonna get it.
Right?
Yeah, a fair listen to it before they get the whole album, and they don't like bypass one and say, "Oh, I didn't hear this one. I didn't hear that one."
Okay.
This is our second single, by the way. Yeah. So so it's gonna be fun coming out.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the song is "Hit by a Good Time," like literally hit like right in the face by a good time. And if you're going to hit me, if you're going to hit me, I request that it be with a good time.
With a good time.
You know, nothing else, but I will accept a good time if you hit me.
And you know, it relates to everybody else. You know, sometimes you go out and you go with your guy friends, go with the girlfriends, and they say, "Hey, we're going to get up tonight. You know, we're going to have a good time, right?" But when you get home, you're like, "What the hell happened last night?" You know, I can't find. You know, your underwear is on the ceiling fan, and you can't find your keys. You know, all your money's gone.
Yeah.
You can't remember who you were with.
Yeah.
You know, and when you come to realize, you say, "I just got hit by a good time last night."
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. You're right.
So
It
it
makes me
happens.
think. It
It
makes me think of
happens.
my college years. There was one night I did wake up under my bathroom sink, and my best friend was curled up in the fetal position
See
in the
that?
bathtub.
Yeah.
There's a story. I won't go into it. It was a whole thing. It was
In the
he was in the
bathtub.
bathtub. I was under the bathroom
Oh,
sink.
boy.
We woke up.
No, we'd
and-
love to hear that story.
yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But Addis Luv is our guest, and "Hit by a Good Time" is the single. If you want to hear it, call us at Case96. We'll gladly play it for you. It's a high energy. It's up tempo. It's a lot of fun. For me personally, I feel like it's got like that Tracy Bird '90s energy. You know,
Nice.
it's just
Thank
a
you. I
fun,
like
cool
that.
song. I think you'll like it. Addis, if somebody's hearing this and they're thinking, I want to learn everything I can about this Caribbean native from Trinidad and Tobago, where do they go and find you on the internet?
Well, I'm on all social media. You could find me on Addis Luv Music, and that's ADDISLUV. That's very important because if you put LOVE, you'll find love somewhere else. You won't find Addis Luv. So ADDISLUV Music, MUSIC. Also my website, addislove.com. Just, send me a message. I respond to all my stuff to it. It's not a bot, it's not somebody else. So if you say, hey, Addis, I enjoy your music, I'm going to respond and tell you thank you, and we're going to have we could have a conversation, so it's real.
Absolutely.
I like to reach out to my fans and make sure they're doing good, find out what they like, what they don't like, if they, so I can get in touch with the people and, so we can be on the same wavelength.
Right on. So folks can find you on like on the regular streaming platforms like
yes,
that. So do you have, and I want to ask this follow-up question for my own personal edification. Do you have on like your streaming platforms examples of other music? Like, do you have Calypso examples? Because I like I grew up listening to Harry Belafonte. I love Calypso.
Yeah.
So do you have examples of your Calypso music?
Yes,
and things like
yes. If you go on my sites, you'll see, if you go back a little bit, you'll see before I got into country that I was doing a lot of Calypso stuff. As a matter of fact, I worked for Disney and Universal Studios.
Yes, you did.
I still sing with a reggae band in Disney.
Really?
At a place called Bob Marley's, in Universal Studios. And then I work in Disney with a Latin band, sometimes another reggae band, sometimes a top 40 band. It all depends on where they want to put us and what kind genre of music they want me to do. So I kind of switch around and do different things, as a lead singer.
Absolutely.
So, and then of course I work with some of the top soca bands in Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, and I've been around.
Absolutely. I dig it. I dig it. So Addis Luv is our guest. If you want to see a live performance from him, look elsewhere here on our YouTube channel. He's going to play something for us live before he leaves the studio. And Addis, man, it's been a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure, man. Pleasure to be here. Appreciate you
I'm
very
so
much.
excited to have our first Caribbean country artist at Kick 96 Country.
Yes.
I'm thrilled, if you couldn't tell. I'm just having a ball. All right. Oh, and by the way, before I say goodbye, if you see Nicki Minaj, tell her I said hello, and I'm in love with her. I've been in love with her about 20 years.
Oh, man, you'll have to stand in a very long line.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time on another artist video blog at Kicks96Country.com.